Suspended star Vanderbilt football player gets his day in court agreeing to testify against his former teammates and work with prosecutors to prove rape.
We have extensive coverage of today's court hearing, beginning with some shocking new details in text messages. And 2 additional Vanderbilt stars now linked to the investigation. The Channel 4 I-Team's Kimberly Kurth has been following this story from the very start. She joins us live now with the very latest.
Chris Boyd essentially is telling everything he knows about the alleged crime in exchange for a plea deal. We got our first glimpse today of the prosecution's case, including text messages exchanged between players and why 2 more Vandy athletes, including the star quarterback, are now embroiled in this controversy.
Guilty or not guilty?
Guilty.
Suspended Vandy wide receiver Chris Boyd pled guilty to a lesser misdemeanor charge today. He was facing a felony accused of helping cover up an alleged gang rape of an unconscious woman in a Vanderbilt dorm room.
Mr. Boyd is an individual that found himself in a situation that he did not create. He made some mistakes.
As part of today's plea hearing, prosecutor Tom Thurman read aloud text messages between the suspects that laid out details of what reportedly happened that night. Those suspects, Brandon Vanderbilt, Corey Beatty, Tip McKenzie, and Brandon Banks, are all charged with the rape and sexual battery of the victim. The state says Vanderbilt took the unconscious woman from the Tin Roof Bar to his dorm room, where he was joined by the other 3 suspects. The state says the victim was then sexually assaulted by different individuals. Vanderbilt is also accused of sending Boyd a picture of the victim being sexually assaulted.
Mr. Boyd received a phone call from Mr. Vanderbilt saying that the victim had been messed with in the hall and sexually assaulted in the room, and he needed Mr. Boyd to come over. Mr. Vanderbilt further stated that he wanted to have sex with the victim but could not, even though he used cocaine.
The state says when Boyd arrived, he found the victim unconscious in the hall and not fully clothed. The texts also indicate there was video of the alleged rape and that starting Vandy quarterback Austin Carter Samuels and tight end Dylan Vanderwall helped move the victim.
Mr. Boyd's girlfriend to Mr. Boyd in the text, "How's everything going with Brandon?" Mr. Boyd's response, "Good, I got everything cleared up and I talked to both Tip and Corey already, deleted everything. She did remember." Feels bad. Mr. Beatty, Mr. Boyd, we still good, I'm stressing. Mr. Beatty to Mr. Boyd again, video deleted, have you talked to her? Boyd back to Beatty, nah, she doesn't know anything that happened, but she passed out in Vandenberg's bed. Me, Carter, and Vanderwall and Vandenberg helped us move her out the hallway.
The prosecutor says Boyd later met with the 4 rape suspects at a local Popeyes to talk about the alleged crime. In exchange for that plea deal, Boyd will now testify against the other 4. Austin Carter Samuels and Dylan Vanderwall are still on the Vanderbilt football team, and the DA's office says they will not be charged in this case. They are listed as witnesses in the rape investigation. Prosecutors added Boyd was not truthful with the police and the DA's office in his initial interviews. Boyd was given an 11-month, 29-day suspended sentence. That means no jail time, just probation. If he completes that with good behavior, the charge will be expunged from his record. Demetria.
Kimberly, thank you.